Hi, my name is Dr. Zachary and I'm the developer of the Handmaster Plus. I'd like to discuss today an enormous wellness and fitness opportunity that is available in the workplace. And it's based on a few basic fundamentals that I'd like to go through really quickly. And they're often misunderstood. Firstly, when we look at hand, wrist, and elbow injuries and properly preparing the hand and the wrist, generally there's two different areas that we should separate. There is the hand muscles, the muscles that close the hand and the muscles that open the hand, and then there's the wrist muscles, the muscles that flex the hand, flex the wrist forward, and the muscles that extend the wrist. And the reason I say that is that we miss this wellness and fitness opportunity if we don't clarify this. What happens is, muscular-wise, many people strengthen the muscles that close the hand, and in fact, during our daily activities, we're always closing the hand. But we are never opening the hand against resistance. Okay? Now, the same thing generally exists in the wrist. We're often flexing our wrist and occasionally extending the wrist depending on what our workplace responsibilities entail. But the one thing we consistently miss is strengthening these opening and spreading muscles, and that's why we developed Handmaster Plus. It's very easy to add into your ergonomic workplace safety routine. The mistake that we often make is we say, well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stretch the flexor muscles and stretch the extensor muscles, and when my workers take a break, that's what I'll ask them to do. And I want to tell you why that thinking creates not a fair fight. Again, let's go back to the idea that if I'm gripping all day, I'm using the muscles. So these muscles, and again the hand muscles go all throughout the hand, wrist, forearm, and attach actually to the elbow. The same thing happens with muscles that open the hand, fingers, wrist, forearm, and to the back of the elbow. Okay? When we are allowing the muscles that close the hand to shorten relative to the muscles that open the hand, because if we're never strengthening the muscles of the extensor muscles, we're going to create an imbalance. And that's why when we talk to ergonomists, we want to point out that just stretching the muscles isn't enough. We have to create a fair fight. The muscles that are already being strong in flexion must be opposed, and that's daily. When we're doing something in flexion on a daily basis, over and over and over, 7-8 hours a day, whether it's computer, whether it's assembly line, whether it's your surgeon or a dentist or a number of things, a beautician, anything where we're gripping regularly during the day, those muscles are being shortened, and we're not having a fair fight because the extensor muscles and the abductor, the finger spreading muscles, are never opposingly being strengthened. If we say we're only going to stretch the muscles, we can stretch the flexor muscles, stretch the extensor muscles, and the stretching is equal, but the strengthening is not equal, so we're not creating a fair fight. That's why we see a lot of imbalance to the hand, wrist, forearm, and elbow. We see a lot of carpal tunnel syndrome, a lot of tennis elbow, a lot of golfer's elbow, a lot of extensor tendonitis, a lot of de Quervain syndrome. I could go on and on. But they're repetitive gripping injuries. Please go to www.handmasterplus.com and you can read a lot more about strengthening and balancing the hand, wrist, forearm, and elbow, and why finger muscle and hand muscle imbalance is so extensive, why it affects the hand, wrist, forearm, and elbow, and how easy it is to bring these protocols into your workplace health and safety program and prevent these very expensive and debilitating injuries. So again, we have hand muscles, we have wrist muscles. Make sure we strengthen the muscles that close the hand, strengthen the muscles that open the hand, as well as strengthen the muscles that flex the wrist, strengthen the muscles that extend the wrist. That way we'll have balance the hand, wrist, forearm, and elbow. But let's stop trying to do this only by stretching. Again, I want to clarify, stretching is very good. I'm a huge proponent of stretching, but we have to equalize the strengthening exercises. And anytime we do one thing one way, we have to make sure that we oppose it. In that situation, our workers can stay healthy year after year.